Okay. All right. So coming up in the 323 patch notes, these are them, guys. This has just been released to Evocati, I think, over the weekend. And I think that they just did a small test. It was like a couple of hours. It's not still up, right? But these are the things that they had in. These are the things that are ready for feedback. Stability, that's the main focus. Awesome. Full character customizer revamp, EVA v2, loot, new loot screen, new visor and lens, backpack reloading, ammo repulling, dynamic crosshairs, physical shopping UI, and server crash recovery. Okay, interesting. As far as I heard, the stability of the test wasn't super stable. They're still working on that part, but I heard that a lot of the features that were in looked really good when they were working. And so I think there is a picture I can show you guys. Hold on. This is like, I mean, it's not really a leak or anything. It's pretty much the same picture we got from CitizenCon. But let me show you guys what it looks like, if I can. Oh yeah, here we go. I'm not sure if this is from Evocati or it kind of looks like it might have been. Yeah, the only thing is, this is what everyone is complaining about so far, as far as I can tell, and I have to imagine that this is not intentional, that CIG is not meaning to do this, that there's an effect or something that's not fully gone through, which is like this weird, like drop shadow, double text layering thing that they're doing. Have to imagine that's just not a finished effect. There's a better one, yeah. There are more pictures of the inventory. Yeah, link me, dude. Hold on, maybe I can pull some from leaks. Jesus Christ, dude. I go to leaks and this is the first thing I see from 323. My freaking God. Yo, I didn't... Never mind. Yo, that's so weird, bro. They added Wanted Tiger to the game. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking, guys. Obviously. Just a joke. And then to be honest with y'all, I'm not really seeing anything that's like meaningful. Just maybe this one. Yeah. I mean, this is definitely the new UI and this looks better, doesn't it? I still think it looks a little blurry in some areas, but it definitely looks a lot better. Like this looks pretty blurry over here. This looks kind of blurry. This looks kind of blurry. It's really whenever it starts to lean on the left side that it like starts looking pretty blurry. I don't know. As long as suits don't block it at all, I'll be happy, dude. No kidding. Like that's crazy that we've been dealing with that for so long. Okay. All right, let's look at what is not ready in the master modes test. Okay. First of all, we have the 323 test. First of all, master mode. Second of all, the Moby-Glass rework. Third, star map. Fourth, the interior mini map, the interior map and the mini map. We have PIE and PIS in the default action systems. Okay. Freight elevators, hauling missions, reputation-based hostility, and more. Cool. My face is blocking the view. Well, you know, that's why I'm reading it to you. All right, so you can listen to the sweet, sweet nothings instead. All right, features and gameplay. Number one, we have characters. Character customizer revamp. Okay, we've already seen this. It looks really good. A lot of details, facial makeup, eyes, hair, everything, man. Crazy. Gameplay, EVA Tier 2. Awesome. Man, it's so weird because like EVA used to be good, and then don't get me wrong, like I'm hoping this version of EVA is even better, but it was like EVA was good and then something changed with it. You guys remember? Like, and it was weird because I don't think something was supposed to change with it. I think it just somehow got bugged out over time or something. Because it was just like all of a sudden one day without warning, just worse. And then hopefully this is going to bring us back to the former glory that EVA was at. There's no female AI present around Lorville is a known issue. Wait, really? Stanton, Lorville, female AI, female. There are no female social AI present around Lorville. Okay. Hey, listen, you know, we got to get to the meat of the issues, boys. All right, number 2. Animations and traversal. Player movement and positions is a completely new experience in 3.23. Interesting. First things players will notice is they no longer will be vertical while maneuvering. Instead, they'll enter a superhero phase. This pose gives them much more flexible with the player's maneuverability, rotations, and viewing angles, while also feeling much more natural overall to the and aesthetically pleasing to see. From this new pose, players will have a 360 horizon rotations while their body direction will remain constant until thrusting into direction. Slower EVA speeds will now enforce in interior speeds. They'll be enforced. Improved strafe maneuverability made transition between gravity and non-gravity more robust. Okay, cool. It's already been pretty good. And the last like couple of months. Yo, by the way, Pepperhat, thanks for the 15 months. And also Omen 12 minutes ago. Thanks for the 3 months Prime, man. I appreciate that. All right. Fuel and consumption systems. Players will now have a limited EVA fuel in their suits, which makes planning trips in 0G much more necessary. This adds support for EVA thrusters, torso armors, and backpacks. In an emergency situation, if the player runs out of fuel, the suit will transfer to their oxygen supply to thrust when fuel supply is empty, which could be a slight boost needed to survive. Suit oxygen replenishes while in breathable atmosphere. Nitroxy, is that how you say that? Pins will resupply the suit fuel and oxygen. All right, that's pretty cool. I like that a lot, actually. That's pretty cool. I think either one, Taylor. Yeah, you keep your momentum now, but it's not like unlimited. You can't go, 1,200 meters a second. This is the EVA in action, apparently. Yeah, it looks awesome, man. I think that it's like, I need to see this in first person. This is weird watching this in third person. That looks good though. The transition from out to in looks like seamless. You know what it was? Is like, I think before they were trying to make it where like your position of your body was very physicalized. But here they're forcing your feet to go flat when you enter gravity, which is great. That's great. Yeah, it's awesome. At least colliding with objects doesn't spin you around anymore. True. No, I think this is a huge improvement. I'm super excited about this. Remember when Evo is top secret? I remember. Well, I mean, dude, it's still top secret. I'm like, the only reason I can show this stuff is I haven't signed an NDA. I'm not a part of Evo. They added physicalized components to the MISC. That's not something that I noticed about that clip, but maybe. Okay, up next we have the visor and lens HUD rework, converting the Squad 42 player visors to Star Citizen. The visor and lens system now has been updated to use building blocks to improve performance and flexibility. This update brings in the much needed user experience updates to adapt on the fly to the player's situation in and out of combat. Cool. Awesome. Excited for that. FPS looting screen, introducing a new screen for looting critical items, allowing for more reliable inventory management in the tense situations. With the updates, the players can rapidly transfer items to their weapons, magazines, consumables, throwable slots, or transfer them all to their backpacks. Selecting a loot option on the crate will bring up a new FPS looting interface, while opening will bring up the original inventory window. Added a button on the top right of the inventory screens to swap between the new and old looting interface. Oh, so that's probably going to be only a, Evocati thing, I would imagine. But that's interesting. Okay. Physical shopping UI. The way items in shops interact with players' augmented reality has been updated to give a clear and detailed information about the physical items they are browsing. Players will no longer be able to need to hold F when approaching an item on the shelves. Looking at it, while close enough, will give an AR information window appear next to the objects in view with the description of what the item does, stats, price, and current funds. Okay. I mean, that's all cool. I feel like that's all really cool. Yo, one in, what's up, dude? Yeah, I don't know. I just have to see that in action, I think. But I mean, that all doesn't sound bad. All sounds good. All right, reloading improvements. I know this sounds goofy, but this is probably going to be one of the most, I guess, highlighted quality of life features for me personally, because I think that in the past, we were under this impression that in the future, we would have to unload our magazines one by one, bullet by bullet, strip them, and then reload them into new magazines. I think this is way better. I think this makes way more sense, and it makes the game a lot less convoluted in the long term. You know what I mean? Yo, Nox, what's up, dude? This is the 3.23 patch notes. Okay, we are going over a little bit more. So dynamic crosshair, last thing here. Okay, two things, actually. So, dynamic crosshair. Combat helmets now support combat helmets only. Support the dynamic crosshair, which allows for quicker target acquisition in close quarter situations. The dynamic crosshair is a system which allows the crosshair to accurately represent where the player's projectiles will leave the barrel and hit. Unlike most first-person shooters, our projectiles fire from the barrel. So when hip firing mode, this can make it difficult to judge where the bullet is going to land, unless you're using the S71, that is. The dynamic of the crosshair can help combat this issue with moving the player when they move their mouse input around the screen. For example, the player should move around a corner of a building. The crosshair will stick to the wall until the barrel has moved past the wall. Then it will appear in the foreground. We want the crosshair. So it's literally like the crosshair is a dynamic item that's being placed in front of your, like it's a 3D object that's being placed in front of your barrel is what it sounds like. Seems like a really interesting way to solve this problem. We want the crosshair to be dynamic with your movement and actions. The crosshair is animated while you move and perform an action to help demonstrate the amount of spread your movement has on a projectile. Players will have the choice of two options when it comes to the dynamic crosshair. Have it permanently off or have it permanently on the screen while wearing a combat helmet. Players can decide to toggle this off via the settings. Combat helmet requires, in terms of the lore of Star Citizen, the crosshair will appear on players' helmets via an augmented reality. This means that if players do not have the combat helmet on, they will not be able to use this feature. Taking the helmet off or using a non-combat related helmet will cause the dynamic crosshair to not display. This is awesome. This is great. In the PU, there will be multiple brands of manufacturers for helmets. There is options for the crosshair to change its visibility looks based on the manufacturer designs. The crosshair will not snap to different objects. Since we are trying to add a level of AR realism, the crosshair should be responsive but soft float onto different objects. Yeah, great. Sounds awesome. Hit markers. With the return of the crosshair, we wanted to introduce new hit markers into the game. Yeah, see, here's the thing that I'm confused where people are mad about hit markers is hit markers have been in the game, you know? So do you guys think that hit markers are bad? Yo, also Liberty, thanks for the 21 months, bro. Appreciate you. Looks like I'll actually have to play 323. I mean, I'm excited for this update. Now, here's the deal. Do I think that 323 is going to be the update, the final update? No, guys. Not even CIG thinks that. But I think that there's some really good stuff in this update. There is some really good stuff that I think that most people should be really excited for. All right. Core Tech Replication Layer. Over the course of 323 patch cycle, the replication layer will be moved off of the game servers and set up as its own standalone service. In short terms, this allows for game servers to recover without disconnecting players, so their progress will not be lost. During a crash, as a message will display saying that the server is recovering. In this phase, it could take a long 2 to 5 minutes. So please wait on the completion of the replication layer. We'll move to a new server. Okay, cool. So bug fixes, a ton of stuff. But that is the 323 patch notes, guys. A lot of really cool stuff. A lot of stuff that's not quite in yet. May not make it, right? We're not sure. And to be honest with you guys, I wouldn't be sad if some of these things didn't make it, like master modes, for example. I would love for them to spend as much time on that as possible. Things like the star map, master modes, Mobiglass rework. Those are things that I feel like I really want to see come out really polished. So I say the CIG take as much time as they need, you know?